Good morning, everybody. This is Real Talk from the Heart. If you have time, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't know why it's taking me so long to get some followers or viewers, but God's timing is everything. That's what I keep telling myself. So, um, it's really been a rough week. Um, I can't even, last week, I lost two family members on the same day. I was trying not to express it. And then I was like, I don't do well with people dying. And I wanted to say something so bad, but I couldn't. I was so hurt. And I'm like watching people around me hurt. And that's the one thing I don't like. I don't like to see people crying. And I don't like to see people hurting. We have people who intentionally hurt people, but I really, I really don't intentionally want to hurt nobody. Um, I do want to help, and sometimes my help seem like it comes. I don't know if it's my presence. I don't know what it is, but um, I really have been asking God to work on my heart, and in the process of working on my heart, I feel everything, everything. So I'm like, God, I feel everything. And in the process of me feeling everything, normally I would have something to numb me, meaning I would be drinking my pain away. So it's just like, you know, I don't know how many tests and quizzes and, all this stuff that God may want to test me with, but I was just telling him, I said, God, I thank you for giving me strength because I don't know where I would be without you. I said every day that I wake up is a valuable day because it's opportunity. Not only am I a mother, but I am also a grandmom, and I am also a sister, a cousin. Um, I just I I don't know, like it just hurt, like not only to lose one person and get a call, but to lose another person on the same day, hours, like hours apart, that hit different. And I just was like, you know, I don't know, like I can't. I had to stay focused. I'm serious because I don't know. I'm sober, and you know, being strong is being around something and not able to indulge in it. And I was just like, God, I don't like I didn't I didn't know how to express myself, and I'm like, I'm crying, but I'm like trying to hold my tears in, and it's like it's not about me, and then I'm watching, stuff, and I'm just like praying. I'm like, God, thank you for the hedge of protection over my family. Thank you for, you know, touching them and comforting them in this time of sorrow because they're going through it. I didn't even, I just like, I really don't even know how to explain it, but I couldn't even like sit around my other, um, my other aunts. I couldn't because it was like, I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? Even though we all are hurting and we all are in pain, you just don't know what to say. I remember getting a call about my daughter being shot in the head. And I didn't know what to say. And thank God that my sister was there, because I didn't even know. You know what I mean? So you go through life being speechless when stuff happens. You go through all these stages, and it's like, I'm just encouraging you to talk about it to God. Talk to God about it, because the more you talk, the more it comes out. I'm using Real Talk as a platform to say the things that people are scared to say. Seriously. Sometimes I ask God, like, you really want me to say that? You know what I mean? But life is too short to be faking it until you make it. You know what I mean? We did that our whole life, but this time you have to make it. I know, like, I put stuff and I procrastinate all the time and put stuff on the back burner, and I'm always looking to take on projects that doesn't have me in mind. You know what I mean? But try this. Try this. Try focusing on you, being the best version that you are. I'm telling you, there will be so many tests and so many trials. I wanted to, the day, I wanted to drink my pain away. Seriously, because the enemy, that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to give up all your progress. And I kept saying to myself, I said, you know, if I was to just drink one drink, all the stuff that I worked for mentally, because it's a mental capacity. It's not even about the physical stuff, because the physical stuff will come. I'm telling you, it's a mental, internal, your heart, everything, right? The sense of winning, the sense of, failure. I was like, but God, I know that you will understand. I was reasoning with God, because I was like, we're all in pain. And it's crazy, because it's ironic, because I was able to sit around my family sober. I was sober. So I was trying to process everything, take everything in. And it was weird. I ain't gonna lie. Because then it brought back so many memories from when I was a kid. The memories that I don't even like thinking about. And I mean, it's not all, like, not everything was bad, but it just bring back so many memories, like stuff that you buried. Why? Because it was the past, you know what I mean? But I just was just like, God, touch them, like, touch their hearts. And you ever be like, I'm gonna be all right, but it'd be the people that's around you that you're like, they're gonna need you more than I need you. That's how I am. And I don't know, people can express themselves better than me, and I'm learning that. I just, inside, I was like, God, touch my insides, because my head was just like, my insides was just like everywhere. And I know, because I was trying to be calm, because I know if I react, then everybody around me will. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know everybody was like looking at me like, but it hurt anytime you lose anyone. And my best friend was calling me yesterday, and it got me on the edge. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't really sleep. And I was like, God, I can't even sleep. And then I was like, God, I'm scared to go to sleep. Because I had 2 family members die. Just like that. You know what I mean? Just like that. You know? So I couldn't really sleep. And my best friend called me yesterday, and she was crying. And she was crying because she was praying in the spirit. And she had a word, you know what I mean? And my heart just started beating fast because for the past week, people have been calling me crying, and stuff actually is happening. And just, the week before, we were at the hospital with her aunt. So I was like, death is all around me, but you have to be the light. You do. You have to be the light, and you have to be the life in death. You know? And I'm like, God, you're making me sensitive. I don't like to be sensitive. I don't like to be vulnerable, certain things. I wanted to be able to hold it together and then go cry at home, That's what I did. But God's like, no, you're going to shed them down. Shed your tears now. And it was a process, you know what I mean? Everything is a process in life. But I'm so glad that I have the support of my aunts. I have the support of my best friend. And my pastor. Since I was 15 years old, I came to Pottstown. And we started going to the church called the Heart of God Family Worship Center. I came and I was pregnant with my daughter. And when we came to Pottstown, my aunt came and got my daughter. My mom. And my mom was so broken. At this point, we done watched my mom, like me and my sister, because she had lost her mother, I think the year before. So it took a lot out of her. And I was thanking God. When my mom died, granted, we almost lost it, right? But I was thanking God that when my mom died, all the generational curses was broken. We went through some stuff. But God has had his hand over us. You never know what people are dealing with, and people just judge because you don't understand their walk. But how about this? We don't understand your walk either. You don't know the price people pay to do something different, to have a change of environment. You don't know the sacrifices people make for their kids. So it's like, you don't even know. And then today, 2 years later, is the grandkids that are like really suffering because my mom made an impact on her grandkids. She had them She loved them. You know, she did everything with them. So it's like they're suffering. And then it's like the enemy, he uses the people close to them to get them. But I've been praying that the enemy be cut off at the root, because I'm tired of playing with the enemy, seriously, and my children. Sometimes in life, you gotta go through some stuff. And I'm sorry. You gotta go through some stuff to get to where you need to get to. Because there is no guidelines. There is no guide in God. There is no guideline. I mean, no guidelines. If you don't know God, you look at people and they look like they have a relationship with God. But when you get to know those people, you will realize that they haven't even picked up their Bible to read it. You know what I mean? You notice that their relationship, that's why they can't really have a relationship with you, because they can't even sustain a relationship with God. It's crazy, right? So you thinking the whole time that it's you, and it's really not you. And people don't take accountability. I think I thank God for, my bishop telling me to take accountability over my life. And when he said it to me, he was speaking another language, because God knows I am hard-headed and stubborn. But as time started to go past, I had to grow up. Yes, I read my Bible. Yes, just because I read it one time, it was like, oh, I read the Bible. Oh, I read my Bible. I have a relationship with God. I do have a relationship with God. My relationship is what got me through. Seriously. Because I can't explain the stuff that I've been through and still being able to be in my right mind, and now to be sober and still have to think about some of the stuff that happened to me and my children. You know what I mean? So I know without a doubt that is God. I know for a fact that is God. And then still have to go live presently in life. The new year, and the beginning of the year, God calling some people home. I know it's no one but God. But you got to know that it's no one but God. And it's like we got to learn how to build a relationship with God. And this is how I told people to build a relationship with God. Because people make it so difficult. And I made it so difficult because even though I was in church, I still didn't have a relationship, a personal relationship with God. When he did what I wanted him to do, it was God was good. When I went through my little stuff, it was like, God, how could you not? How could you? I questioned God about a lot of things. And I look back now because I thank him for not doing everything that I asked him to do. I would be in so much, I don't know. I don't know where I would be at, to be honest with you, if he gave me everything I thought that I needed. But he still loved me. He still loved me. I had to tell myself that I need to build this relationship with God like I was building a relationship with a man or someone. Yeah, you have to build a relationship with God like you would build a relationship with somebody. Because when you build a relationship and you're trying to get to know someone, you would do anything for them. It's like, who is who? It's like, oh, Shantae, oh, she need a ride. Oh, I'm gonna go give her a ride. You know what I mean? So you have to learn how to build a relationship with God. And it's really ironic how your relationship with God is a betterment of yourself. All he wants to do is get to know you and your voice and your name. I mean, I said get to know you. He already knows you. He wants to recognize or hear your voice. That's it. And he wants you to read the Bible, which he made a guide for you to be in relationship with him. The more that you read the Bible, the more that he exposes his truth to you. That's what I get out of it. And I'm reading stuff now with the understanding of me. Because and you know, Jamal Bryant said this: how could you believe in God but not believe in yourself? It's impossible to believe in God and not believe in yourself. It's a sin to actually believe in God and not to believe in yourself. And when he used that metaphorically, it was like, oh, because God is in you. So if you don't believe in yourself, you can't believe in God, because he's in you. He walks with you. He dwells with you. That's why it's very important that you get your heart right. Because when your heart start getting right, because when you was a kid, you were pure. You did as a kid. You seek as a kid. You know, you're vulnerable. You're sweet. You're nice. But then as you grow up, then things start being attracted to you, good or bad. We pick up things because we become sponges as kids. But what God is saying is, I need you to have childlike faith so you can understand him a little bit more. I know people be wanting to be deep and all that, but I can't be deep. I have to speak on a level where you understand, because if you don't understand it, how could you grasp it? Like, people, you look at people and what they say and it's just gibberish because you don't understand it. There was times that I sat in places in conferences and I didn't understand it, and I had to ask God to help me understand it or help me revelate. But it wasn't until I started reading my Bible that I was able to understand what it was talking about. And then it was levels to this thing. At one point in time, I didn't understand the stories in the Bible. It was like, where did they get that story from? And the more I start asking and seeking, God start revealing to me. Because I was like, I'm just reading this like a book. And this book is like, it didn't make sense. But it was levels to this, because I remember when I was a kid, my dad would buy me cartoon Bible stories. And I had like the Bible books, like the first books and stuff like that. And I've learned about Moses as a kid. But I had to pretty much put Moses not as a cartoon, but as a human, like in real life. You know what I mean? So the whole time I'm thinking I'm just watching cartoons and all this stuff, and this stuff was really real. So I had to put the two together. And that's how I was able to feed myself. Because sometimes people don't comprehend on elaborate things. Like, it has to make sense to you. If it doesn't make sense, if you can't make sense out of it, then you won't understand it. But the more you build a relationship with God, you will start understanding his word. If you go into a relationship not wanting to be open, or not wanting to, or willingly wanting to learn, then what are you getting out of this relationship? This is because this relationship opens relationships with different people. I know by me having a relationship with God, it made me understand my mom a lot, and my dad, and even my siblings and my family. So I'm telling you that you need a relationship with God. And this is real talk from the heart. And I just want you to be blessed and take it one day at a time. This journey is real. It really is. And subscribe to my YouTube, please. Thank you. Have a good day.